276 books, 4,151 articles, 3,961 podcasts, and 15,276 emails. But I only remember a fraction of it, and I've put into action an even smaller percentage. If any of that resonates with you, this video is going to change your life. I'll cover what the hell a second brain is, show you my exact Notion template and workflow, and talk about my experience using it so far. Hey, my name's Aakash. I have a decade of product management experience. I'm a Harvard MBA grad and angel investor in startups. Subscribe for ways that you can level up your product management skills and career. The central tenet of every productivity framework, from OKRs to GTD to the Eisenhower matrix, is to capture what resonates in our first brain to a more permanent record, which we can capture, store, organize, and recall whenever we need to. This is what the concept of the second brain is. Similar to freeing up the memory and processing power on a computer by saving files to a hard drive, using a second brain will help your mind to focus and be creative. I used to have information and insights scattered across my digital and physical life. I knew I had written it down somewhere or had that browser tab open somewhere, but I just couldn't find it, which meant that I just started from scratch every time. Then I found Tiago Forte's course, Building a Second Brain, as well as learned how others like Ali Abdaal, Kehi, Thomas Frank were dealing with the same problems. I'm going to show you how I built my second brain in Notion so that my first brain can perform at its best. And of course, there's a Notion template linked to in the video description, so you can follow along and set things up with me. So this is going to be your second brain home. As you can see, there's a bunch of stuff on this page, but we'll come back to this. This entire setup is built on 3 core databases. There's the Para database, the Tasks database, and a Notes database. First, what's Para? Para is a concept coined by Tiago Forte that stands for Project, Area of Responsibility, Resources, and Archive. Think of these as essentially buckets for everything in your life. Feel free to rename this and change the buckets if you want to use some other framework, but I like this because it easily puts everything that I'm thinking of into 4 buckets, and it's also organized from most to least actionable from left to right. Next, let's go back and look at the tasks section. So there's the status column, which shows an emoji for what the status of that task is. That's a formula, so you don't have to do anything there. There's the task name itself, some checkboxes for marking it when it's done or if you don't want to do it anymore, and there's a flag for the ones that are important. You can also put the due date. Then you'll see this Para column. The interesting thing here is when I click on this, it's going to show me all the Para buckets that I've already set up in my Para table. So you see it has everything here, and I can easily just assign it to the personal finance Para item, and boom, it's done. That's pretty cool, right? So if we go back to the notes table, then the notes table again has pretty standard stuff, and again it has this Para table for linking it back to the Para items. So the way this dashboard and template is structured, there are master lists for the tasks and notes, and each task and each note is assigned back to at least one or maybe even more Para items. What that means is each Para item then becomes a sub or mini world that has tasks and notes assigned to it. So let's see how this works in action. What I'm going to do is, from this second brain homepage, use these quick entry buttons to quickly add a task called Buy New Game, Striking Vipers X. Cool. It's added, and you see it's not even showing up here anymore. So what do I do now that I need to add more details to that? Well, if I come down to these inboxes section, you'll see that I have this new task showing here in the inbox. So what I'm going to do is add a due date. Let's say that it's due this Sunday. I'm also going to set a reminder to remind me that morning. So now for the third step of GTD, to organize this task, what I'm going to do is click on Para, but I haven't added a bucket for this game yet. So the cool thing is I can add a bucket right from here. So what I'm going to call it is TCKR VR system, and I can just create that right from here. And as soon as I assign it a para item, it's gone from the inbox. You'll see even in the notes, I had already added a note for cheat codes for this game. So what I'm gonna do is also assign the same para item to that. You see I have my new para item right here. So I'm gonna click on that and boom, it's gone from the notes and it's all there. Now when it comes time to review my buckets, what you'll see is I have this new TCKR VR system para item, and I'm going to say that that is a area of responsibility. So here you'll see that I have the note that we assigned to this as well as the task that we created assigned to this para bucket, right? So that's pretty cool. I get to see all my tasks and notes in one place. But this isn't really helpful and it's not very descriptive of what the due date is and what the priority is and all the other details that we added about these. So you'll see a para central template here, and if I click on this, it's going to do something really cool. So I want you to watch this carefully. So I'm going to click this now, and as soon as I click this, it's going to pull together special views of my tasks and notes table that only have references to the current para item I'm in. So you'll see it's pulled my task table with all of the characteristics just related to this para bucket as well as the notes. So if I click on this para item now, you'll see that I'm able to again do the same thing for this para item. So if I click para central template, it's going to again pull all of those together in a single place. And so there's just one of those tasks is left to do. If I go to the archive, I can see all three tasks. One was done and one was marked as won't do. But there's another way that you can review your GTD items specifically and look at your tasks that are due soon. So I'm going to go back to the Second Brain homepage and click on this Task Master dashboard. Now, as soon as I click on this, you'll see it has multiple tables here, but actually all of these are just multiple views of the same master task table. And you can see this here where it's all of these are pointing back to the same TP tasks database. Now this first view has everything that is due today or is overdue, so was due in the past. The due soon bucket is anything that's due until a week from today, anything that has a flag assigned to it, anything that has a due date assigned to it, and things that don't have a due date assigned to it. So if I go here and add a due date to this, boom, it's gone from there and it automatically got added to this view that has the tasks with due dates assigned to it. So that's a quick run through of this Second Brain template. The power of this really comes the more you use it and the more tasks and notes you add to it. You will see that it gets beyond the information that you can actually store and remember in your own brain. So this then becomes a database and a resource where you can constantly go and remember things which you might not even think about. Or when you create a new para item, you can go back and pull things from existing items and pull things together to make sure that you have everything that you want at your fingertips. The power of GTD, building a second brain, and Notion really come from building relational integrations and linked databases. If you want me to cover more in depth of how I use Readwise and Notion widgets to upcharge and supercharge my second home, let me know in the comments below and I'll do a more in-depth video on that. Finally, within the para database itself, I have a view that shows me all the para buckets that need review. So you can see this personal finances bucket, which is to be reviewed daily, has a red checkbox against it, which means that it's due for review. If I click on this, I can again look at all the items, tasks, and notes that are assigned to personal finances, take a look at them, see what's due, maybe move this out a bit because I haven't been able to get to that yet. And I know at a glance what's due coming up soon and what's due. And I have reviewed this. And there you go. It's gone from the Para dashboard that shows me the items that need review. And I'm done with my review for the week. So I hope you liked my second brain template and how I've pulled a lot of different concepts into this really simple template, which you can again download from the link in the description. As with everything in life, just copying and using my template as is won't do you much because my workflow will be very different from your workflow. So adapt this, change it to what suits you, add new databases, remove some databases, and make it your own. Thanks for watching till the end. See you. Bye.